Hello there. If change is the only constant, then of course I had to change how I do my trinket readings again. Uh, I had two containers, and Spirit told me to basically merge them together. So now I have this bowl full of all sorts of stuff. Without further ado, let's get to it. Okay. Your angels are telling me right out the bat that you are kind of struggling with self-love. It's difficult some moments. They're telling me that rumination goes on quite a bit of reasons why you shouldn't love yourself or reasons why you should be mad at yourself. They're saying that this is a whole thing in and of itself, but they wanted to offer an introductory option into turning this over so that you're not having these feelings about yourself. And they wanted you to focus on just appreciating the little things more in life. Food, a nice house that protects you, flowers that are blooming. Just take some time to focus on these little things. They said that there's a lot of joy and a lot of... When you love other things, it increases your ability to love yourself. The two things kind of go hand in hand. So, and they said that it's easy to find little things to love. Oh, I really like my nail polish today, or these are my favorite pair of shoes, or I got the last Dr. Pepper today. Like, take those moments and feel them deeply. Feel the thankfulness and the happiness that you get in those tiny moments. They said that it's all connected and that those little baby steps are going to add up into much bigger things. Okay. They're saying that there is this desire that you have to work on your physical appearance. They're saying that they just sent me so many things. New haircut, new clothing style. I even got some transgender stuff going on, just wanting to change identity on a bigger level. They said that a lot of the difficulty that came in, they said it was confusing. It's still a little confusing. It's like some of you have this desire, I don't know where I want to go to with my physical body and the way that I present myself in the world. I don't know where I want to go to, but I know that I don't want this. And they're telling me right here that going back and looking at the way you decorated your body and took care of it in your childhood era. Oh man, collective readings are so hard because they give me so much information. So they said that there's some of you who are having a hard time figuring out how you want to dress up your body, essentially, because it was never an option in your childhood. It was always done for you. And so now that you're kind of out on your own and figuring things out, there's this idea of having to figure it out because for the first time it is kind of all on you. There's also a group in this collective who had to present a certain way to be accepted, and that was fine for where you were during that era, because when you were your child self, you didn't really have that individuality. You didn't have that sense of self that you really have as you started getting older. They said that unpacking this childhood and unpacking how you were allowed to present your physical body when you were younger, that's really going to help you venture into okay, now I know what I want. It's going to go from, I don't know what I want, but I know I don't want this. And it's going to turn into, okay, I know I don't want this, and I'm starting to get glimpses of what I do want. Oh, where are you going? Ooh, I love this. Sad you couldn't see it. This little guy right here just did a bunch of rolling back and forth. So it just, 3 or 4 times, just rolled back and forth here. This signifier is the not giving up. When you do something for the first time, there's a strong possibility that you might be really bad at it. And they're saying, oh, okay. They're saying that interesting. They're telling me that it's connected to this body thing, but they said that they're going to come back to that. And right now they're saying that yes, you might not be perfect the first time you do something. And that honestly, expecting perfection the first time that you try to do something is an unrealistic goal. And they said that that's part of the reason why you're having a lot of trouble with this self-love right here, is because you're putting way too high expectations on yourself. You do not have to be perfect. Even if you've done it 67 times, you don't have to be perfect. There's no learning and there's no growth to be achieved in a state of perfection. So they're urging you to get rid of that idea. They're tying it back into the childhood self here, because they said that idea of perfection and everything must look its best all the time and 100% all the time, 110%, that's something that came from your childhood trauma. Unpacking that, letting it go, understanding it is going to really help you to want to keep going with your endeavors. Okay. You're being guided towards this wisdom. And they're saying that this wisdom is coming from trusting yourself and not valuing other people's opinions over your own. Other people do not know the life that you are living. They don't know the struggles that you have inside. They don't, even if you are open and honest and communicate clearly with all of the people in your life, there are still things that you keep to yourself. There's still things that you deal with on your own. And expecting other people to know those parts of yourself and trusting them more than you trust yourself, that's also why it's difficult to have this self-love. You need to put more confidence in yourself. You need to put more trust in your desires. They're valid and they're there for a reason. And even if they feel kind of weird or really out of the box for what you normally do, that's totally fine. It only feels that way because it's uncharted territory, because you haven't been there before. But they're telling me, they said right now you have they used the word primitive. I don't know why, but they said you have a primitive hold on your confidence. It's there, but they showed me somebody like trying to hold on to fishing line with a really big fish on the end. Like, you have to, wow, they showed me so many options. They said sometimes when the fish pulls, you have to let go. Otherwise, you're going to get cut by that string. But then they showed me a version of you in the future where you've learned how to hold on to that string. And you've learned how to wrap it around your hands so where when that big fish pulls, it's not going to cut you. And you're going to be able to pull it in gently. You're going to be able to understand what you need to do to keep that fish on the hook, essentially. There was no fishing pole involved in all that. I don't think I told you that, but it was just you holding on to the fishing line in the vision that they gave me. Trusting yourself. You're putting way too much in other people. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. So not only are they urging you to go back and kind of unpack some of this childhood and, just enjoy these littler things in life, but they're also asking you to seek out knowledge. They're asking you to start studying something. And they said that this does not have to be like sitting down with an encyclopedia and shoving facts into your mind. It could be learning a language. It could be learning how to play an instrument. It could be learning how to do video editing software. They said even just watching videos and learning through that avenue. However you choose to do it, whichever way resonates with you, they're urging you to gain some knowledge. they wanted me to talk to a group of this collective as well, because the knowledge that they want you to specifically seek out, and they're saying for the people that I'm talking to, I'm talking to you because you've already had this in your mind. Reiki. They want, if you've been thinking about getting Reiki, if you've been curious about learning about Reiki, if you've been curious about getting attuned so that you can offer Reiki, if Reiki has been on your mind at all, that's a path. That's a step you need to take towards. That's something you need to look into. Because that's literally the only indicator for that stone is just the Reiki stone. So, and they said, you know who we are. You know we're talking to you. Go do the thing. That's what. So once again, we've got another little signifier here of just enjoying those finer things, enjoying the little things, not depriving yourself of nice things, but also appreciating the little things that you do have. These two things go hand in hand. In order to accept the bigger things, the forces that be need to know that you're going to appreciate it. If you don't appreciate the things that you have in front of you, why would they give you more things to not appreciate? Okay? So having more and being thankful for what you have, hand in hand. Okay? They really want you to put some more thought into your dreams. What do you want for the future? And specifically here, they're talking about your physical form here. So we have the way that you present, the way you dress it up, the way you decorate it, and then we also have the way that you fuel it up. Nutrition, the kind of knowledge that you're putting into it. These two things are also connected. I mean, everything's connected inevitably, but these things piggyback off each other right now. When you put good food into it, when you exercise your body, when you choose water instead of soda, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel uplifted. It makes you feel this growth. And having that is going to boost your desire to change your dressing, changing the way that you present it. So, hand in hand, they said they want you to really explore deeply into your body and the way that you present it to those around you. They said there's a lot of things that you kind of wanted to do, but going back to this childhood aspect here where you were kind of stifled in that, there's things that you put, they showed me you putting it like on a bookshelf, and then it got dusty. And you never really went back to the bookshelf because like you have this other bookshelf over here and it has all these new things on it, and like that was just a keepsake bookshelf. They want you to go back to that bookshelf, dust off that book and read through it and be like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot that I enjoyed doing these things. This is usually my like take a vacation signifier, but they're telling me that at this point it's more like take a break. They showed me you just kind of like going on a walk next to a river or sitting under a tree and reading a book. It's more just taking some time for yourself as you're kind of going through this. They said that it's difficult to unpack things when you're alone. 10 times more difficult to try to unpack things when you're surrounded by people and other energies. So take some more time for yourself. Find some places where you can kind of be alone and understand things on a different level. Where are you going, little girl? Get back over here. Try to roll away. Gotta find the sweet spot for it. Nope. Okay. I'm gonna put this here, but I'm gonna remember that it was over here. Okay. Yeah. Once again, I'm getting just a signifier for this thing that you tried. And that idea of perfection keeping you from wanting to go back. They said, go back. Go back and try it again. Especially with the idea that it's not going to be perfect. They said whenever you start something, you should absolutely be very aware of the fact that you might fail. And see how that makes you feel. Excuse me. See how it makes you feel at the thought of trying something and failing. If it brings you down and makes you not want to try, then that's something that you need to look into. Lots of people fail. You're gonna fail a lot before you get to where you want to be honest. That's part of life, okay? You're not gonna be instantly good at something, so they really want you to look into that again. I've got movement here again as well. They want you to go out and find time to yourself. They said there's something about the energy of being in your house and being surrounded by where you're at. And while you might have your own room and you might have your own space, they said that there's a lot of different information that's going to come to you if you can get out of your house and find some sort of sacred space where you can. They're really pushing nature too. They really want you to do it in nature. Like, they keep showing me trees and water and mountains and things like that. There's a lot of information that's going to come when you're kind of in that clear space. They said your home space is fine, and obviously you do a lot of work there, but they're really urging you, as you try to go through all of this and you try to unpack all of this, especially this childhood aspect. And they said it's also going to help with just appreciating the little things. They said that there's a lot of beauty in nature, and they showed me you sitting by a tree reading a book, and like a little chipmunk runs out in front of you, and just that, the smile that spread across your face was so overwhelming and so beautiful. There's a lot more opportunities to appreciate things when you're out in nature, because nature is just beautiful as she is. And they said that there's also a lot of learning that's going to come from that, because you're gonna see sunflowers that bloom imperfectly, but they still bloom, and they're still surrounded by their other sunflower friends. There's a lot of correlations that you're going to see if you spend some more time out in nature. They're really encouraging it this spring and summer. That is what I have for you. Take that time. And don't be scared to dress your body up how you want. There are some people who aren't going to like it. There's some people who are going to love it. Ultimately, the only thing that really matters is how you feel about it. And that's what you're unpacking right now. How do I feel about myself? Hope this helped.